Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. This is going to be your stock watch list. Little bit of market talk for the 25th of June, Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heat map courtesy of FinViz. So today the markets, the Dow Jones 30 was +8, the S&P 500 was -5, the Nasdaq was minus 26 points on that. The transports took a hit today. The transports were down 155 points on the day. So that was your worst sector for the day was the transports. As you can see from the heat map, you had a mixed market here today. Some of the larger biotechs were moving up, but did get a hit in Bristol Myers, 8%. That moved the biotechs down. Let's see, they had a study come out. They announced the results on Bristol Myers, announced results from Checkmate. And anyway, it looks like it did not meet the endpoints and it was a fail. So that drove Bristol Myers down almost 8% on the day. We had Apple down fractionally. Coca-Cola was down. Procter & Gamble was up. Sorry, Coca-Cola was up about 0.75%. So a little bit of kind of flight to safety stocks. The banks were down today. Facebook was up 0.75% on the day. As far as your earnings coming up for the week ahead, we talked about these on the Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead, but I'll just go through it quickly. Lennar for tomorrow, and then you got Micron and FedEx after the bell tonight. FedEx and Micron will be closely watched for tomorrow, and then after that, BlackBerry, KB Homes, and you can see the rest there. As far as economic information for Tuesday, a lot of Fed speak tomorrow. 8:45 a.m. John Williams speaks. You get new home sales tomorrow at 10 a.m. We also get the Case-Shiller home pricing index at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Richmond Fed manufacturing index will be coming out. You get more Fed speak at 12 o'clock. You get Jerome Powell speaking at 1 o'clock, and then in the evening you get James Bullard speaking at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. So a lot of Fed speak for tomorrow coming out. Let's see if there's any other Fed speak for the week ahead. I think tomorrow is the big day for it. Yeah, it looks like then it goes pretty quiet as far as the Fed speak. So a lot of Fed speak for tomorrow. And that's some of your economic information for the week here and also especially for tomorrow. Quick look at Bitcoin this evening. We are back above 11,000. We were trading quite a few of the crypto names today at zozostockwatch.com. We traded Riot, Mara. We were watching Overstock, but it didn't want to do anything today. NXTD was getting a little bit of buying today also, but Riot and Mara were the main two that we traded today. So Bitcoin right now is holding above 11,000 currently this evening. It's about 6 minutes to 7 my time. Some of your top sectors for today, you had a JNUG and gold was moving up. The GLD was up 1.5%. JNUG was up over 10% for the day. A little bit of a bounce here in Nat Gas, up about 5% on the day. Oil, light sweet crude oil moving up today. Here's XOIL, light sweet WTI oil after bouncing off that 50, but we still remain under the 50 and the 200 SMA currently, and still below that $60 a barrel level for oil. USO was up a little bit. Same thing, still below the 200 and the 50 on USO, but it was up 1/3% for today. Solars were moving up on the day. Some things I didn't like today. IWM. was not moving up today. They were actually back now below the 200 SMA. So once again, we getting this head fake here when everybody thought the IWM back here in May was making a nice move, starting to break out, and then we started to break down. Well, here it is. We get this quick V bottom here. We push up to 156, and now we're breaking down below the 200, the 5, and the 10 SMA again on the IWM. The micro caps also moving down. They're back below the 10 SMA and coming right back down to the 20 SMA. Because of Bristol Myers, the IBB was moving down pretty hard today, the IBB and the XBI. Also, there were some comments made by President Trump today. And it wasn't actually comments, but it was Trump to sign executive order on health price transparency today, Monday. Order will require hospitals to disclose prices patients pay. So that was something that Trump was doing today, and that pushed the XBI and the IBB down. So a lot of the biotechs took a little bit of a hit today on that news from President Trump and the White House. Let's go ahead and get into some of the sectors. Actually, what were some of the worst sectors here today? You had, like I said, the IBB was down 2%. The OIH moving back down 1.5%. The IYT took a hit here. And if you notice, the IYT down below the 200 again, down below the 10 and the 5 on the IYT. So not good there. Nothing to hang your hat on as far as the transports. As you can see, they were down 155 points on the day. And then after that, it was 1% down for some of the sectors here. The KRE, the regional banks, the SLX, the steel ETF was down a little under 1% for the day. I believe the SMH was green today. Yeah, the SMH was fractionally green, but the SMH still remains below the 50 SMA here, but holding above the 5. So they still haven't been able to penetrate and get above that 50 SMA at around 108.36 for that at the moment on the SMH. Some of your worst stocks for today. Zoom, a recent IPO, took a hit, down 11% on the day. CDNA was down 10% on the day. QURE, which was looking at strategic alternatives, so that stock dropped 9% on the day. Beyond Meat falling again today, down almost 9% on the day on Beyond Meat. As you can see, we've dropped from about 201 down to about 140 now on Beyond Meat. So down about $60 on that name. Bristol Myers taking a hit today, down 7%. To the upside, we had MTCH having a good day today, up 7%. Electronic Arts, Stevens calls it its best idea. So that got Electronic Arts moving up, let's see, over almost 4% on the day. And then ATVI was moving up in sympathy today on that name. Love, LOVE, they make those beanbag seats. That was moving up 2% on the day. We had, Microsoft just keeps cruising along here. Microsoft just riding the 5 EMA, riding this trend on Microsoft. Nothing seems to stop it from moving up. I guess eventually it will work. Recent Slack, right? Work, WRK, the symbol. They took a hit today. Microsoft saying that they will not allow their employees to use Slack on their for their job. So Work taking a hit from that on that name today. So that was another IPO. That was down about 4% on the day, WORK. Over in the cannabis space, one of your better performers today, up 26%. We did get a piece of this, trading this intraday at Zozo StockWatch, IGC. This one moved up 26% on the day. That was one of your better cannabis names. And APHA also moving up about 6% on the day on that name. ACB getting a little bit of buying today, up about 3%. Since we're looking at cannabis names, we'll just look at Cronus Group, holding above the 200, holding above some of the fast moving averages. Probably needs to, remount $17 here on Cronus Group. CGC has been down because their sales were a little bit soft, but it did get some buying. Dip buyers showing up here around 38.50 area on CGC. Just to switch over to the semi again, AMD, pulled back almost to the 50 SMA. I had an order in this thing for the 50 SMA around 28.50. It got as low as 28.67, so I did not get filled on AMD today, but it's bouncing around near the 50 SMA. Buyers are showing up there. So one that we'll have on watch for tomorrow, AMD, to see if it can get any continuation. We'll get more into the watch list in a moment. Let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to show you. Here's your IPOs. Some of your worst IPOs for today. QFIN took a hit of 22%. RVLV down 12% on the day. PHUN down 12% on the day. ZM we spoke about. Beyond we spoke about. STOK taking a hit today, down 6.5% on the day on that name. To the upside, you had this MOGU, this thing up 16%. You really can't see it on the chart, but it moved up a little bit. It looks like a beaten down name there. PRVL, recent IPO, did take out the IPO highs here. That one was up 8%. Volume for the day, 500,000 shares on that one. GO was up today. SLGG bouncing a little bit today. And FVRR, which was getting crushed here, finally trying to make a bottom in the IPO space, popped a little bit today, up about 5%. So that's some of your best stocks, worst stocks, marijuana stocks, and some of your IPOs. Some of the people in my room were affected by the AT&T, and I think Verizon had an outage today, but they don't seem any worse for wear here on Verizon. Let's see, Verizon was up today. AT&T holding its up today, holding above the fast-moving averages. So the outages did not hit those stocks at all today, but there were outages. I think Discord rooms were down. I think StockTwits was down a little bit. Some of the folks in my room were having problems with their service, so that was because of AT&T and Verizon. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news that came out after the bell tonight. We'll start out with CYTK. They had a little bit of news after the bell. Let's see. They're going to be presenting at the annual Cure SMA conference on CYTK. Not much reaction to that. MRTX proposed the offering there on this name, so that stock moving down a little bit in the after hours. NBRV, this stock was moving up, popped up, then gave it back on NBRV, announces a European Medicines Agency, EMA, validation of marketing authorization application for one of their products. CNAT was halted, had news pending. The news came out on CNAT. I'm not going to read all this to you. If you want to pause the video here, you can kind of read it for yourself. It was on their 8K. But anyway, CNAT moving down in the after hours there. Once again, pause the video here and you can read that news for yourself. ARQL announced an offering here, ARQL. That stock moving down in the after hours and on that S3 mixed shelf offering there for that one. We also had MDCO doing a 150 million offering. They launch of a public offering of common stock. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, the book managers on MDCO. So that stock moving down in the after hours tonight. This news courtesy of the Trade Exchange, built for traders by traders. Audio news throughout the day, as you can see, and a very good service. The price is very reasonable for the service. The Trade Exchange, thetradeexchange.com. As far as your unusual call activity, courtesy of the Trade Exchange, they put these in their room throughout the day. Then they send out a mailing each night. And these are some of your top call activity, unusual call activities. You had it in LVS, Snap, ZM, SIG, let's see, GBT, SPLK, MNK, and DHI. And then for your put activity, AKS and Pfizer. So unusual options activity, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. All right, so let's get into that watch list for tomorrow. So like I said, I'll be watching this AMD to see if we can get a continuation move back up here. I almost got filled. Like I said, I was trying to get filled around the 50 SMA. Did not get that. Now I want to see if it takes out the top of this candle around that 29.50 area. Maybe a possible swing trade if it can take that out, playing up against the 50 SMA on AMD. APTO. This stock moving up today, about 500,000 shares. Would like to see a little more volume come into this APTO, but as you can see, it has about $2.30 up in the way here. So there's kind of your consolidation and maybe trying to turn up here on APTO. So we'll see on that one. Like I said, I want to see some more volume come into the name. ATRS was perking up today, 2.5 million shares, still stuck under the 200 SMA. Not in love with this chart, but into the close here was making a nice move up. So that's kind of what put it on my radar. We'll see. For tomorrow on this name, ATVI with Electronic Arts. That's another one I'll be watching for tomorrow to see if we can take out this 150 cents, 160 cents for Electronic Arts to see if it wants to continue to move up. ATVI moving up in sympathy today. Maybe if they can get it up over 47.50, 47.60 on ATVI, maybe we get a further continuation move up. BIOC, this one had 1.2 million shares. I still think it needs to get up over $1.25 to get interesting. You have a declining 200 SMA here, but maybe over that 125 might give us a move up on BIOC. Was pushing up a little bit. Once again, 1.2 million shares. FVRR, looks like they're trying to bounce this IPO. Showed you this one in the beginning of the segment. Maybe if they can take out the highs today on this name, we'll call it 29.50 for FVRR. Now it's usually a little bit spready intraday, and you'd have to play this one with light shares. Can be volatile if you mess around with FVRR for tomorrow. By the way, these videos are for educational purposes only. Anything I say is just for idea generation. If you take any of these trades, it's your trade. By the way, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified when we do a video, but most importantly, please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and please hit that like button. We make the videos to help you to make some money and coordinate in the markets, so we please ask that you hit the like button. GCAP, one of the crypto names, starting to perk up here a little bit. Volume only 200,000 shares, but trying to make that turn here. So keep an eye on this one if they can start to take out $4 on GCAP, a small name, maybe, you know, a speculative type of a swing trade if Bitcoin is going to keep moving up. Grow had a little bit better volume in it, 325,000 shares. So you see here it's made that turn and pop. So that's kind of what we're looking for in a GCAP. Don't know if we're going to get that, but Grow popped up to this 140 area. It looks like, you know, it's been up here before around that 140 area and stalled out. If they can get Grow over maybe 145, maybe we can get that 150 break on this name. once again, want to see a little more volume coming in. The volume on the SPY, by the way, today. Let me go to a chart that's not going to blind you with lines. The volume on the SPY today was about 47 million, so you could see how light volume was. Now, I don't know if that's from the outage today. Most likely, a lot of traders couldn't trade this morning, so that might have something to do with that volume. By the way, on the SPY, we are still holding above the 5 EMA here on the SPY. So if that breaks, then you think we're going to test maybe that 290 area, but kind of an inconclusive candle here. If we go ahead and just look at the Q, sorry, I forgot to do this before, but same thing, holding above the 5 EMA. If we break that 5 EMA, then maybe we head back down to 185, the 10 SMA for the Qs. All right, back to the watch list. Sorry about that. IDEX. This is still below the 200 SMA. If they can ever get this thing over $2, the 200 SMA is up there at $2.12. So maybe you want to wait for it to take out the 200 SMA. Volume about 400,000 shares. It's another crypto name also. So keeping an eye on it, was getting a little bit of buying into the close also on that. IMUX was really popping today. Went from about $10 up to 17 and change. In the after hours tonight, pushed all the way to $19. So I'll have it on watch for tomorrow. I didn't catch a trade in this one today, but a nice push. So we'll see if there's anything left in the tank on that one. Another crypto name, Mara. We traded this one today. This one had 800,000 shares traded in it. So trying to get over the 200 SMA here and turn back up. So keep Mara on watch. MGI, after that news with Ripple, popped up to 375, almost $4. Now we have this 1, 2, 3, 4 stick pullback here, pulling back to about the 150 SMA, still holding above $2. The 10 SMA on this is around 218. So be watching this to see if dip buyers show up on MGI for tomorrow. MLNT, this one we got a small trade out of it today. The high today on this name was $6. If they can get this thing over $6, it might be a go here to turn back up. So we'll see. You still have a sloping 200 slope down to 200 SMA here, but it can make some nice moves intraday. 5 million shares came into MLNT, trading at around 586 in the after hours. NAVB, this one got a big volume. Now, if you like these under $1 names, maybe it's trying to turn. Here's a clue here, some big volume came into this. Now, I don't know if it's going to do anything, but if they can get it over the highs maybe today, if you like these under $1 names over 80 cents, maybe you get a pop with that big expanding volume in that name. NERV, we traded this in the service today at Zozo StockWatch. It was a pre-market trade for us. We took this over $6. All right, it had news, it popped up, it pulled back. This is a 2-minute chart you're looking at. It took out $6, and this thing was off to the races up to $8 today. This was a day maker right here, just in this one stock on NERV. So a lot of the folks in my service caught this trade, and they were pretty much done for the day before the market even opened up. So congrats to them, and congrats to the service at Zozo StockWatch. A nice push up. Anyway, it'll still be on watch for tomorrow. We'll see what it wants to do. Obviously, maybe we need to settle down, get back over VWAP and whatnot on this name. Another name we'll be watching, OBLN. Now, this is another under $1 name. Got 10.7 million shares. The high on this one was 83 cents, so maybe over 85 cents if you like to play those. PRVB gave us a nice intraday play here today also. I had to try this one twice. It popped up over that 1235 area, came back at me, had to get back out, kept watching it. It got over 1235 again, and then we started to get the roll, and then it took out this catalyst, this pop here, right here at 12, what is that, 1262, and then it was really off to the races on PRVB. So you see that setup there, it was consolidating. We tried it here, it came back at us. Like we do, we tried it again on the second time because it was holding above VWAP, and then it was off, paying us over $1 on this trade, PRVB. So we got our money back, and we tested the waters here. It didn't work. We got right back out. I think we took about a 12-cent loss, and then we tried it again, and for over a $1 gainer. So sometimes you have to do that in intraday trading. You keep your losses small so you could play something else, or you can play the same stock if it resets, and in this case it did for a nice pop-up. RIOT, once again, will be on watch. They sold it off into the close here, RIOT, but they're buying it back up. I showed you that Bitcoin chart, so they're ticking it back up here, RIOT, so that'll be on watch. Some of the solars holding up okay. SPWR holding above the 5 EMA. If they can ever get this back over 1050, what ignited this was Goldman Sachs, I think it was last week, put a buy on this. So if they can get this one to clear 1050, 1055 again on SPWR, keep your eye on it. VSLR, another solar name, having a good day today. Battling at this 755 number. If they can get it up over 755, might want to make another move up on that one. VVPR, another solar play popping up today. Now, a lot of fits and starts in this name, right? Pops up, gives it back, same. Up here, popped, gave it back. So I would imagine it's probably going to give it all back. But in case maybe tomorrow's different, maybe over that 255 area, or maybe it'll set up an intraday on this name, 14.6 million shares. So we'll see. WKHS still in the hunt to take out that 280. 285 area for WKHS. So we're keeping it on watch. It's holding above the momentum moving averages here on this name. Very choppy intraday right now. Nothing really to speak of on an intraday chart. But if they can start clearing that 280, 285, maybe it gets going. XBIO was perking up a little bit. Once again, it's an under $1 name. You had 900,000 shares come into it, and they're popping it a little bit. So keep your eye on it if you're interested in it. Maybe if it gets over that 75 cents, might even become more interesting. Somebody reached out to me yesterday, said, "Can I look at a chart of RBZ?" To me, this doesn't get interesting. It would have to at least take out this 20 SMA, the red moving average you see here. So that, puts you up at around 460. The other thing is, if it did clear that 460, I'd sure want it to take out $5 pretty soon. But right now, really nothing there on RBZ. That was a chart request. And lastly, we'll just look at some of the bigger names real fast. Apple just kind of consolidating around the 5 EMA, trying to get up over that $200. We got a trade out of Facebook today. I think we took this at 192.50. It popped up to about 194, 194. So we got a little bit of money out of Facebook. It's holding above the 5 EMA, so that'll be on watch. Let's see, Netflix, we'll take a look at that. Slowly, steady, moving up. A little bit of a indecisive candle up here at 375. Disney had Toy Story 4 come out. They didn't get the sales that they expected. I think they came in at 115 million for gross sales on the movie. They were looking for 150 million. So anyway, Disney getting hit on that. Let's see, Microsoft, I showed you, just keeps moving. Nothing stopping this thing. NVIDIA, that stock holding above the 10 SMA, holding above the 5 EMA, probably needs to get up over 154 at least, maybe 155 area for NVIDIA. And let's see, what else did somebody ask me? Another stock. I'm drawing a blank on it. Amazon. All right, so Amazon, hanging above the 5 EMA, holding above the 10 SMA. Not huge, action here in the candle. right? They pop it up, they push it back down a little bit. Probably needs to clear these recent highs of 119.25 for Amazon. I'm not an options guy, but if you want to play options, keep your eye on that. And then let's see, Twitter, right? Somebody in my room asked me to take a look at TWTR. So right now, this thing is in this kind of grind down channel on the name. All right, but we are coming up to the 100 SMA. Maybe if they can get it back over $36 for Twitter, maybe it becomes a little more interesting. But right now, it's just kind of grinding lower. They are trying to form kind of a support here at 35 for TWTR. All right, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. We do a few chart requests. You got your watch list. You know what to look out for. Watch my other video. Let's get ready for the week ahead. We go into more in depth about the G20, which is coming up at the end of the week, and some of the news that'll be moving the markets. Iran tensions continue. Trump signing a bill for more sanctions on Iran today. So that's pretty much how the day went. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Have a good day trading tomorrow.